Hi guys, I'm going to be filming my very first beauty tutorial. This is kind of a get ready with me video, so I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup that I would do if I'm going to work or hanging out with a friend. Let's get into it. I already did my skincare, so now I'm going to start off with, am I doing this right? Yes, here we go, my hangover primer. It is made with coconut water. It's really rejuvenating. I have dry skin. They have some for different skin types. This is the one that works best with mine. Usually put about 3 pumps in. Now that we're all primed. By the way, that's to make sure that the makeup lasts all day and it's not all cracked and looking gross by the end of the night. Then you make sure that you have a beauty blender, or if you're using a brush to apply your foundation, I prefer a beauty blender, which is already soaked in water, and you just release the excess water before using it to apply your foundation. I like using L'Oreal True Match. This one is best for me. Typically, to match your foundation, you test it here on your wrist because this is the same skin tone usually as your face. To combat redness, usually get a little bit of a yellower tone. I do have some redness on my face, so that's why this one looks a little different. Usually just kind of dip my finger like that and put that all over my face. Now that we've got that done and I look crazy, I just blend this in. Oh, very important to blend your foundation into your neck. You don't want to have like 2 different tones going on. What I do is we're going to move into our concealer. I use Kat Von D's concealer in L1 Neutral. For concealer, you just put it on directly under the eyes. I put a little right here in the forehead between the eyebrows and a little on the chin. And we blend this out. Blend out up here, just in like the center of the forehead and right down the bridge of the nose. Okay, and then right underneath the eyelids. I do it right up to here. And I do a little bit over the nose. Right up to this other eye over here. I do a little on top of the lids. Just to give an overall brightness. This helps cover up the bags or darkness that a lot of people have under their eyes. Kind of like I have lately this quarantine. I've been up all night just watching movies. So it's really good to cover up these bags. Now to set this makeup, we have to use our setting powder, which is my Kat Von D translucent powder. Okay. I like to pat it like this every time so all the powder drops. And I open the lid here. I usually have some sitting right there. I use this brush right here, my Echo Tools brush. I Dab some there, dab off the excess because a lot will come up. A lot of people like to bake with their powder. They'll set it with the sponge we used earlier and just kind of leave a big amount on the face. I actually don't set my face that way. I like to just brush it off as soon as I apply it. So make sure I have a lot underneath the eye here because that's going to help with our mascara later. Do the same to the other lid. I'm just setting the top of the lid underneath the eye. And then right here by the chin. I always make sure to put a lot here because a lot of the time when you're giving those little cheek kisses, when you say hi to everyone or you're hugging someone and your face touches their shirt, it helps with not putting, without transferring your foundation to anyone's clothes or your own skin. If you touch your face is at least set where it's not going to just rub off. So I just get as little as possible on here and I just kind of set my face. I always do by the nose and I always make sure that I have a good amount under my eyes. And then I use my fan brush to kind of lightly fan off whatever excess powder I have. Typically what I like to do next is eyebrows. I have here Benefit's Precisely My Brow Pencil. I have this in, what shade? I can't find the shade on here right now, but I'll definitely plug it in later on the blog. So what I do is first I take the brush part and I just comb out my brows. Use the tip right there to kind of my brows a little bit. And by draw it, I mean just kind of fill mine in a little. I luckily have full brows. So I just fill in a couple of spots. You don't want to fill them in too much, so then they'll look a little wild. I want to comb these out a little bit more, just to kind of blend out the color that we added. Make sure that the hairs are neat. Look a little on the dark side. Sometimes if they look a little dark, I like to get a Q-tip and just kind of take off a little of the excess color if you feel like they came out a little too dark. I don't mind having dark brows though. I like a brow that pops. After brows, I like to do eyes. Let's put on our eyeliner first. White liner, it makes the eyes pop. It makes them look a lot bigger. I have already decently sized eyes, but I like them to look extra big. So use my NYX white liner. You can get this at any drugstore or beauty supply store. So I just lightly hold down the lid, put this on your waterline. For anyone that struggles like I do with blending out powdered eyeshadow, what I find easier are, I have a whole collection of them, these Stila eyeshadows. They look kind of like lip gloss, which is very easy to apply. especially for my beginner makeup lovers. I highly, highly, highly recommend these Stila. They have solid colors, they have matte, they have shiny, they have glitter. So I have a lot of glitter shadows. Back to my eyeshadow. So what we're gonna do is just close the lid lightly and kind of like a lip gloss. You're just, you know, lightly spreading it on the lid. It doesn't matter if it looks a little messy because this is the easy part. I use my pinky right here and all I do is blend it out. And look how highly pigmented this shadow is. So I add a second coat right on top. Let's do the other eye. And we blend out with our pinky again. We're going to use Urban Decay's Perversion Waterproof Liquid Liner. Just hold up the tip of the lid just a little bit. This where it gets a little hard for beginners. Practice makes perfect, and I have been doing my eye makeup since I was 10 years old. Okay. We just lightly do a little line like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we kind of trace out that way. So I kind of start from the end and go forward. There you go. And then we kind of just color in from there. Everyone has their own way of doing their eyeliner. That's what I find easiest for me. Might be a little easier for you. Just practice and see what works for you. There you go. She's not perfect, but she doesn't look bad. Okay. Now, also it's very important to remember, do not beat yourself up if it doesn't look exactly the same over here. They are not meant to look like twins, but they're meant to look like sisters. This liner seems to have dried out a little bit on me, so I might have to touch up with another liner that I have. I'm gonna touch up with this other liquid liner I have. It's Kat Von D. Just so this one's as dark as the other one. Shh. Those are my kids. Tanny, calm down. We do mascara. My absolute favorite mascara is Perversion by Urban Decay. Take your time. You don't want to mess up your eye makeup. If you do, it's okay. You just touch up and cover the mascara that you might have gotten on the eyeshadow. I like to put on just a couple of coats just to make sure that the lashes are nice and strong and voluminous before we put on the falsies on top. I think a lot of the time the struggle that people have with false lashes is they put them on top of the veil. Shh. I know this seems excessive, but I promise it looks really good at the end, guys. All right, so I think I've got enough mascara on. Okay, perfect. I made a mistake. See, guys, I'm not perfect. We're gonna touch that up by taking a Q-tip and just see if you could take a little bit off. And then I'm just gonna touch it up again. It's really easy to apply. There you go. I just covered up. Oh, I'm gonna do the other eye. I pick out what lashes I'm going to wear. I think I'm gonna go for my hoodie lashes. Faux mink, so they're cruelty free and they last a really long time. Taking my Duo lash glue. You can buy this at any CVS or regular drugstore. It looks blue, but you just lightly put it on the lining of the falsie. Then you just lightly blow on it. Just air it out for a second so the glue gets a little tacky so it sticks to the lash better. What I do is a lot of people either use tweezers to apply. I use my fingers. I just think it's easier. Lightly close the lash line and carefully hold it to your actual lash line. And then lightly push it down towards where your actual lash line begins. Kind of push my lashes into the fake lashes so they stick together. There you go, and that's how I apply my falsie, and that's a big reason why I also do this cat eyes, because it kind of blends everything out and it looks like it's your lashes. You can see the difference there between my lashes and the false ones. They might be a little excessive or too much for some people. You can always get a smaller size. I personally just like really exaggerated lash. Perfect. Now let's do the other eye. Right, and we do the same thing. It sticks a lot easier because you let the glue get tacky right before you put it on. If you put it on while it's still very wet, it'll start making a mess and sliding everywhere, and then you'll get frustrated. There we go. Perfect. All right. I like to put mascara on my bottom lashes too, just so it all pops out together. You see how it's more of a, I don't know, it just, I want to say natural, but there is nothing natural about a lash that big. It looks more like it's yours though. All right, do the same to the other eye. We need to add a little bit of contour. I use from Kylie Cosmetics. It is Kylie Jenner's pressed powder palette, or Kris Jenner collection, I should say. It's, as you can see which one I use. It's called Your Sister's Going to Jail, and if you're a fan of the Kardashians, you know exactly what episode that is. It's hilarious. So I use this brush right here. It's technically a blush brush, and this is technically kind of like a bronzer, but I use it kind of like a contour. So I just very lightly dab on the brush and I hit the excess, blow out the rest, and you just kind of suck in your cheeks a little, as so. And that's just for a little color and a little definition. I'm going to do it under the jawline too. And I put some along the edges of my forehead for a little extra color. Now we do some highlight. And for highlighter palette, my favorite palettes, Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit. Bear with me, this palette is a mess. It's actually very embarrassing because I've used so much. Clearly a fan of highlight. Oof, Lord, okay. I can't even tell you what color it is because this palette has been through hell and back. We are gonna use what's left of this pink highlighter. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Kitty Cat. And put it right here at the tip of the cheekbones. Do you see that highlight? And then a little up here by the temple. Right by the temple. And then just switch my brush for this one right here. And I dab a little here, dab off the excess, and I highlight the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. There you go, it just gives a little shape. And the Cupid's bow. Very cute. A tiny brush, as so. Actually, I can fit this tiny little brush on the golden highlight. We're gonna match that in with the eyeshadow that we have. Tap off the excess, and we're gonna do that right here in the tear duct. Just blend that out a little. And I like to just blend that into my eyeshadow a little. It does not have to be perfect, you guys. It really doesn't. And see how it just kind of makes your eyes pop a little more. So we did that. I go right back to that fanning brush we used in the beginning. And we take off a little of the excess, blend out that highlight. Now we're going to put on lipstick. This is Malibu lip liner from Kylie Cosmetics. And this is Boy by Velvet liquid lipstick from Kylie Cosmetics. I like the velvet ones because they're a lot creamier. Mattes are very dry on the lips, so if you don't like a dry lipstick, this is the one for you. But before we put that on, I like switching up the colors for liner and lipstick. It gives almost a whole brand new color. Alright, so this is pretty low, so we're going to sharpen this. Alright, we're going to sharpen that up a second. There we go. So what I like to do, I start with my bottom lower lip. So you just draw against the line, kind of just feel your way, take your time. This lip liner is very creamy, so it's a lot easier to draw as opposed to a regular pencil liner. Then I like to overline my top lip a little bit to kind of match my lower lip. I start with my Cupid's bow. Then I kind of follow the line of my lip on the other end. Some kind of overlining on the Cupid's bow. And what I like to do is I fill in the entire top lip with the liner. And I fill in the edges of the bottom lip. And now we take the lipstick, start from right here, and rubbing lips together. It kind of blends out the liner and the lipstick. I just think these two colors specifically, I love the color I get when I mix them. And then just add a little more. And there we go. I kind of have just a rounded upper lip right now. You could always change the shape a little bit if you want. Almost forgot one final step. My KKW Beauty brightening powder. This powder is absolutely incredible. It takes literally just a very light dab of this powder, dab off the excess, and this is meant to go right under your eyes, a little bit on your cheeks. A little goes a long way, people. This helps with pictures and just an overall brightness under the eyes. Again, if you have dark circles or bags, or if you, like me, just like a little extra pop around the eyes, I can't say that enough, how much I love that. Dab off the excess. Just very lightly under the eyes, a little onto the cheeks, and a little right here, in between on the forehead, in between the eyebrows. And just a little bit more. It brightens up the entire face, just very little. And then just to finish off this entire look, to continue setting your face so that it kind of lasts all day and into the night, this is my setting spray. It's Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. It's a 4-in-1 setting mist spray. And so you just hold it away from your face and just... All right. And you are done. And this is just my typical everyday look. This might be like super glam for some people, but I'm just a little extra with my makeup. This is a normal day for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comment section what kind of looks you want to see from me in the future. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think, what kind of looks you want to see from me in the future. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay indoors, and love you. Bye.